Good. Oh, whew, it's deep out here. Just following some tracks from a little critter that was up on my house a couple days ago. Always practicing, always loving the wilderness. That's what it's all about. Today we've got an excellent show for you. I'm really looking forward to it. An interesting new photograph that's come with some interesting potential photographic tracks and a very impressive potential Sasquatch structure. So art of Sasquatch, lots of science, lots of great things all coming up. So stay tuned, let's do this right now. I've taken out dozens of wildlife officers, PhDs, and had them live interact with Sasquatch on multiple occasions. Trained in the art of tracking by a Cree Nations elder and a military sniper, my skill sets include camouflage techniques using the terrain and its features to mask ground movement, counter surveillance, survival, evasion, and escape techniques. So today's photographs is of a smaller Sasquatch. I don't know, must be a younger one. If it's real, if it's legit, which I just don't know. But it's interesting, as my friend and mentor and colleague would say. It's very interesting. So even if it's interesting, even if somebody fakes it, they put on a costume and went to all this trouble to fake it. That's interesting to me. So we're going to talk about some, since the photograph is of a potentially smaller Sasquatch, we'll talk about younger Sasquatch. Got a really cool question from the cooperation and our science of Sasquatch. It's going to talk about the incest taboo, so lots of stuff. Of course, as always, if you've seen a Sasquatch or you have evidence of a Sasquatch, send us an email at Bigfoot Encounter or go to our forum on my sylvanic.com website. Just go to the forum there and talk about it. Some amazing people on there. I visit as much as I can. It's the cooperation's growing. I have like 10 weeks now worth of photographs and really cool stuff to talk about. So it's really, and this is today now. What about next week? What about 10 next week and the week after that? I'm gonna have to start doing multiple videos every week. So Canadians talking fast, right? Walking out in the crazy deep snow. So sometimes it's deep, sometimes not so much. There's a little critter. Gonna be a great show. So we'll start out with my favorite topic. Woo, there we go. The art of Sasquatch coming up. So that's my beautiful black Roddy. She's out here just crazy. The snow is like 3 feet deep, so when she falls through. What does this have to do with Sasquatch? We're playing. And the art of Sasquatch today is about young Sasquatch that play, and young Sasquatch that are interacting with people more, and young Sasquatch that are breaking paradigms. All young animals play together. I've seen bears play, I've seen foxes playing. I mean, some animals play their whole life. Muskrats are always playing with each other, and play is a part of nature and creatures growing up. And with a Sasquatch, as a very intelligent being, their play is going to be like if you see gorilla play or chimpanzee play, it's amazing. And I think that the young ones are having more interactions that are more with people than older conservative ones. I mean, these are facts of the way things really are. So when you're having interactions with Sasquatch and potentially a younger Sasquatch, they're interested, they're curious, they're playful. You're dealing with a being that's the most man-like being on the planet. Young ones play, young ones are curious, young ones are breaking paradigms. So keep that in mind when you're having success with Sasquatch. I think it's 90% of the success I get is from the young ones, but make no mistake about it as well. The parents are watching, the parents are around. I've been out when the Sasquatch were getting so close and I couldn't believe the things that were happening. I felt like this is gonna be the day when they just come right up to me. And up on the mountain, I hear it, "Boo," and it stops. And I mean, it stops. They back off. I don't get any more contact for the rest of the expedition because Dad's calling and Dad says no more. Dad was watching. Dad is out there. Dad is aware. So when I had a really amazing sighting I talked about on an episode of Survivor Man, when I saw this young Sasquatch, maybe 3 years old, boy, you know, the first thing that came to my mind was fear. Where's mom? Where's dad? You know, I was like a grizzly bear cub. You see a grizzly bear cub, I'll tell you, when sows come charging, whew, and for you, those of you who don't know, a female grizzly bear is referred to as a sow, a male's referred to as a boar. When they come running, boy, heads will fly. So that's what I thought is, be careful with this little one, because I knew mom and dad had to be close by, maybe even brother, sister, who knows, right? It's all dangerous with Sasquatch. So I was in fear when I saw that young one, and there are things that I look for and things that I've noticed when young Sasquatch come around. And I've always been very nervous about that. I don't really, especially the young ones, if they do something foolish, if they make a mistake and they're alone, or they get too close, it's very dangerous. So keep all that in mind when you're moving forward with this research. So stuff that's very important to me. But you know, even with all that being said, remember, think about this. This is something that's been very profound to me. Young ones are breaking paradigms and doing new things and breaking through new terror barriers. It happens in life, just the way life is. That's the discovery process. Even for them, things are changing, new ones. But even with the change, even with the new generation of Sasquatch, they still haven't made contact. They're still not coming out and showing themselves. And do you know how significant that is? Do you know how important that is? That is immensely important. And I know the reason for it. I get it. Because even as much as they might trust somebody, even as much as they want to communicate, and they are communicating, they don't want to leave this forest. They don't want to leave this wilderness. And that's art and that's love. That's why they're not coming out. That's why there's such difficulty in making this discovery, because they love the wilderness. They love the trees. They love nature. They love it. And for those of you who love nature like I do, you get what I'm talking about. And it's love, it's art, it's the beauty, it's the wonder that keeps them away from us, because we are dangerous. And they love their homes. And not one of them is tempted by technology. Not one of them has ever said, enough is enough. We're going out and meeting these beings and making it all happen. They've never done that, because they all love it. They're all connected. They're all passionate. And we could learn something from them. So now we're going to get into a question from our cooperation next. So on one of my conversations last week, talking to new people that are joining up with my cooperation, which is growing immensely every week. Thank you for everybody that's coming on board and helping out with this. I can't do it alone. Yeah, and if you're interested in helping out, go to my website, sylvanik.com. Message me on Facebook. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of right now. So the question was, what about lone males? And I'll tell you what I know about Sasquatch, for sure, is they live in troops like gorillas. So you have a dominant male, or potentially multiple dominant males. I don't think so though. My research shows one dominant male that breeds with his females, like gorillas. So what you inherently will get in nature is, whoa, snow got deep, is lone males running around, even more specifically like gorillas do, groups of lone males, rogue males. So I have never yet spoken to somebody that's convincingly getting success with a single lone male or a lone male group. But this is going to happen in nature. So excellent question. And how wonderful would that be to have somebody interacting and extending an olive branch and breaking paradigms with one lone Sasquatch. I mean, we're talking about, let's say a Sasquatch gets booted out of his troop. You know, he's the son of a father. Maybe he's weaker, he can't get his own troop, gets lonely. Maybe that's why the DNA is allegedly showing human female mitochondria only, no male mitochondria. Alleging again that Sasquatch males have bred with females. So that might help enormously in this discovery. And lone male troops, wow, how amazing would that be? I mean, it's just likely to happen in the biology. We've seen it in gorillas and chimpanzees, and it just makes sense. Actually, it's happened anthropologically with human beings as well. So because there is such sexual dimorphism, because the males are the warriors and the hunters in our culture, male human beings are larger than female human beings, correct? So wow, the tracks out here. Amazing, beautiful. I know why the Sasquatch love it so much. So thanks for the question. Now we'll get into the science of Sasquatch coming up next. Stay tuned. Whew. Looks like I got some deer out in my backyard. So the science of Sasquatch. Wow, that's a nice buck. Right 200 yards from my house. No tree breaks though. So some science. Anthropologically, they talk about the incest taboo. I know the royal family's guilty of that, but in the biology, if fathers breed with their daughters, if brothers breed with their sisters, it's genetically awful. It's really, really bad. So don't do it. But my point is, what you're gonna get in Sasquatch troops is as young females grow older and are with their fathers, you're gonna get females that migrate. You're gonna get males that go off and migrate. Even I believe strongly, my amazing, awesome Jake, who was just a crazy, amazing Sasquatch, healthy, big, just awesome like his dad. I just knew in my heart, and I know now too, being away for so long and not being able to do the research that I've been wanting to do, that he's left that troop, which breaks my heart because we built such an awesome relationship together. I considered him a friend, I guess. He was a teacher. I don't know. There was a good connection. When I came around, I could hear him, and I miss him. So, and I think he's gone because, again, of the incest taboo of even he doesn't want to fight his dad. He loves his dad. These guys are connected. There's a family relationship going on there. And so he went off and migrated, maybe off to his own to become a lone male. And most assuredly, he's gonna go find his own group. I think he's big enough, he's a beast. He's gonna go find his own females, maybe beat up another Sasquatch. But anyways, the facts are, the incest taboo in nature is a very serious, a big reality, especially amongst primates, especially amongst anthropologically human beings. So you're gonna get migration between groups. And now how far are they gonna migrate? How are Sasquatch from Alaska gonna come all the way down to Texas? Because I believe they are. Oh, rephrase, I know they're in Texas, or at least they were in Texas. And I know they're in Alaska currently. So migration will happen, this is a fact. Incest taboo will be at all costs avoided. And by doing that, you must have individuals leaving the troop, from time to time. Troops consisting of potentially as much as 20 individuals or 10 individuals could have migrating individuals leaving every year or two. And that's a lot. That's a lot of individuals migrating around. People often ask me about, just shoot a Sasquatch, kill a Sasquatch, which I could never do. But I considered it just for the process of the discovery. I just had to consider it, and I apologize for that. But I did consider it, and the truth is, somebody could kill a lone migrating male or female. These things must happen in nature. There must be lone individuals wandering around, but the odds of you finding a lone Sasquatch, to find a Sasquatch troop and successfully start studying it, is a needle in a haystack. To find an individual roaming randomly around somewhere in the wilderness is finding a needle in 50 haystacks. And I don't have 20 lifetimes to do this research. I want it done, I want it finished. So there's some science of Sasquatch. Up next, the North Saskatchewan Sasquatch photograph and Sasquatch evidence. Stay tuned.
All right, into the photographs we go. This is a very interesting structure. The intricacies of it is very significant, especially when you see how large these logs are. Here's a person that's there in comparison to it. So I'd have to see it again, boots on the ground in person, but I think it's very unlikely that this happened naturally, and I find this structure very convincing. Tracks, on the other hand, oh my goodness, I don't know. Photographs of tracks I need to see it. I need to be there. I need to see the organicness of it, and I just can't judge. But I mean, obviously, this is tracked from a biped. The photograph, I'll tell you, I've never seen a Sasquatch that looked anything like this. The legs have poor shape. The height, the top of that tent is probably 6 feet tall, approximately. So I don't know what to say. I'm no Sasquatch expert. Of course, I haven't seen every kind of Sasquatch that there is, but I just don't know what to say about this. It looks odd to me. The shoulders aren't very wide. There's some weird stuff happening right under the back of the head. And the people that took this photograph are very passionate about having seen it. And one of the most convincing things they said to me, besides that huge structure that we saw in the beginning, was they said, "Don't take my word for it. Come out with me and we will show you a Sasquatch." So I'm going to take them up on that challenge. I'm looking forward to going out and meet them. They just seem like very nice, authentic people. And other than that, you can just judge for yourself. I don't like to give too much opinions when the glutes almost wider than the shoulders. And from the Sasquatch that I've seen, that's just, even with females, that's just hasn't been the case. The shoulders are always much broader. But again, this individual looks to be around the 5-foot height. And there's just not shape in the legs. There's shape in the glutes because the glutes look tight, but I just don't know. So I'm going to be happy to go out and meet these people, and I'm very grateful for them sending me all this stuff. Again, we're going to call these people camp along the North Saskatchewan River, and they want to keep their research sites quiet. So I'm going to do that and just keep you up to date. They're obviously not doing any research with this in the wintertime, and they'll be back in the spring, and they're very excited with collaborating with me, and I will do the best I can to learn from them and mentor them, which is really what a cooperation is about. So thank you very much for my video this week. I've got another photograph next week that's very interesting, and it's just going to continue like that. So lots of new stuff. I'm very excited about what's going on. Thank you very much for your support. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification button, and we'll see you next Saturday, or perhaps we'll see you on Wednesday for my live stream on YouTube. Thanks again.